Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Let's talk today about the Metropolitan Police. I know it's not the jails, but they seem to be reaching the point where a lot of them will be in the jails. There's a report out today about a female Metropolitan Police Sergeant Rachel Bright, age 45, who is accused of molesting another female, in fact, whilst she was off duty in a place called Wandsworth, which is central London, a big prison there. Yeah, and so she's done something, or alleged to have been molesting this female without her consent, touching her up, so to speak. And she was she's going to be appearing at Kingston Crown Court. Yeah, and she was at the Crown Court, described as wearing a black blazer with black suit trousers and her hair nicely tied up in a bun. So she turned out nice again, eh? But yeah, so that's she's been remanded for trial on the 30th of September next year. And in the meantime, she's suspended, no doubt on full pay. So she won't be too bothered about that, will she? Also noticed that a recent report about the Metropolitan Police says that in the last 12 to 18 months there's been 36 officers, including a commander, who have been dismissed for taking drugs whilst on duty. We're not talking about a glass of whiskey or an illicit cigarette. We're talking about cocaine and marijuana and various other illegal substances whilst on duty. I mean, imagine being a police officer. I mean, it's a responsible position. It's very difficult for me from the old school, the 50s and 60s, where police officers actually were, to a certain extent, respected. And I believe they were, but they're not respected now. And we're 36 ex-officers charged under the disciplinary code and dismissed from the service for taking drugs whilst on duty. And it's not just that, is it? There's 1,000 or so Metropolitan Police officers who are awaiting disciplinary hearings for misconduct, including sexual misconduct. Seems to be quite a lot of that at the moment, pertaining particularly to the Metropolitan Police. And where does all this go? It's not just the police, is it? The prison service. One prison, HMP Berwyn, 35 members of staff dismissed, charged, many of them incarcerated, imprisoned for inappropriate relations with inmates, including smuggling in mobile phones, drugs, whatever. I mean, it was virtually unheard of when I was a serving officer. It just wasn't. You didn't do it. It just wasn't done. One or two, yes, but there's always going to be one or two. And very often they were doing this because they'd allowed themselves to be compromised by the sophisticated inmates that they're dealing with. That's one of the reasons that I absolutely do not advocate the hostess system, which seems to be running in the prisons today. You know, where they got the Beverly Sisters when you ring the alarm bell. Who stole the ding-dong? Who stole the bell? It's the Beverly Sisters! When you've rung the bell and you expect a team of heavies to come in and stitch you out the situation, what are you going to get? A song and dance. It's pathetic. and there's no wonder the system's broken. Anyway, do please watch my interview with James Ellis. The link's down there, yeah? And I think it's a reasonably good interview, and it covers some of the topics of what to do with the prison system at the end of the interview. Nice guy, James Ellis. And we've got about 29,000 hits now, 29,000 views. It only came up on Thursday, so that's quite a lot. Anyway, today talking about problems with offending police officers and offending prison officers. You see, it's very easy in the prison system to become seriously compromised and controlled by the sophisticated professional criminals. There is, as strange as it may seem, a definite criminal class in this country that expect right from the start to follow in the footsteps of their predecessors. That would be the parents, the brothers, their uncles, the cousins, the grandfathers, and go down the route of being a lifetime criminal, setting up, handling stolen goods, breaking an entry, physical violence. It unfortunately does run in families, and it seems to be a cycle of deprivation that does this. Not the way out. The way out of this is to use the prisons as an educational tool, so that if you are convicted of a serious offence, right, you're going to do 10 years or whatever, you go in there and it's like a course. It's 10 years you're going to be on this, and when you get to the end of it, then you'll be educated at least, which is something that isn't happening at the moment. At the moment, what we've got in the prisons is they're placating the inmates, giving them nothing wrong with musical instruments. That's great, that they do that. But you can imagine being banged up with somebody who's playing a harmonica all night and drive you bloody nuts, wouldn't it? Anyway, or they're giving them televisions and what do they call it? Xboxes and all that. Playing. That's not going to improve your ability to get work when you leave the prisons. It's not going to do anything. All it's going to do is keep you quiet whilst the staff get on with doing what they're doing, smuggling drugs in. Anyway, yeah, it's time now, folks. That's a song dinger. I'm not going to sing. Oh, go on then, seeing as you insist. This is for Paula. I know that she's in Glasgow chasing the wild haggis. It's the weather for it, isn't it, Paula? The wind and the rain, the wild haggis, they love that running round the heather. There was a soldier, a Scottish soldier, who soldiered far away and wandered far away. There was none bolder than this brave soldier. He rolled the green hills of Tyrol. Oh, yes, those green hills, they're not Myland hills, they're not Highland hills. They're not my land's hills. Anyway, something like that, innit? I'm going to read you a further extract from T.S. Eliot's poem, which I read part of it. I'm going to continue reading that, so it's a little bit wild because I've got to have the lights on, you see, because otherwise I won't be able to read it. We just got to the point where he was saying, "How should I presume?" T.S. Eliot, the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. And I have known the arms already, known them all, arms that are braceleted and white and bare, but in the lamplight downed with light brown hair. Is it perfume from a dress that makes me so digress? arms that lie along a table, or wrap around a shawl, and should I then presume? And how should I begin? Shall I say, I have gone through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows? I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. The afternoon, the evening, sleeps so peacefully, smoothed by long fingers, asleep, tired, or it malingers, stretched on the floor, here besides you and me. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I have seen my head, grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet, and here's no great matter. I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker, and in short, I was afraid. That's another reading from T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. This is Tales from the Jails. Do have a look at my book, link down there. Like and subscribe, and have a see of my James English interview, which is very interesting. Lasts for nearly 2 hours, by the way. Thank you very much. This is Tales from the Jails.